we had some queues at launch.
And we're down every Tuesday, and you're paying $15 a month, even though most of the games have gone free to play.
Oh, you know what the real atrocity was? So I was thinking, my daughters, they're into Minecraft. We play a lot of different games together, and they love Fable and all that. And I was thinking, maybe the two older ones, 10 and 13, it's time to, like, do the family MMO, right? And I was like, I don't know about WoW.
That's a lot of money.
Well, it's a lot of money, for one, and also it's a lot to take on at once. And I was thinking, of the ones that I played, I think Asheron's Call would kind of be cool. I'm figuring, like, it's gonna be $5 a month, if that. That shit is still $13 a month for the original Asheron's Call?
What?
Not Asheron's Call 2. Not a Reboot HD edition. The original thing. I'm like, you guys have got to be shitting me. Also, who is still paying $15 a month for the original Asheron's Call?
Somebody.
I liked it because it had the, I don't know if you ever played that one.
No.
It had...
My first MMO experience was Phantasy Star Online for the Dreamcast.
Oh, okay. Well, same era. This one, it had a weird guild system in that you didn't join a guild. You pledged allegiance to someone, right? They became your patron and you became their vassal. And they would get experience as you leveled up. It wasn't taken from you. It was given to them based on how much you earned. You could also put points into a skill and increase the amount they got. You could also put there's also a skill to increase the amount of points that you got as well. But that simple mechanic, then guilds basically formed as like a hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
With the top person being called a monarch. But that simple mechanic changed the entire dynamic of guilds because it was very helpful. Like when you got on, like there was like a game excuse for you to take a noob on a noob quest and just help them out all day, and that's what my experience was. It was a lot of this just like either helping my vassals or being helped by my patrons, and really forming tight bonds with these people. I kept in touch with many of them even after I stopped playing. And I thought, like, that would be good. I think this is a good one to take the girls into, because genuinely, whoever they join with, and I wouldn't make them, like, so that I'm their vassal, because, like, I probably won't play enough to justify that.
Right.
But then we'll generally kind of, like, guide them and help them through, the thing. And plus, Asheron's Call had a lot of good story-based questing to go through. That was one thing I think they did really well, was the content updates every month were really kind of rich, and they just built off of one another. I mean, there were a few times where they did the Cataclysm thing, where they're like, okay, we gotta, hit a reset button. But for the most part, that was opening up a new world and left the old world in place, kind of EverQuest style. EverQuest was right off the list. Fuck that game. I played that game to level 7, and then I died, and I went back to level 6, and I was like, fuck this game.
Yeah.
Nope, that's
a poor design choice.
That's a poor design choice right there. I understand losing experience, but I'm not fucking losing a level.
I don't even like losing experience.
Losing experience is kind of bullshit. What Asheron's Call did, you didn't lose experience. You just gained experience at a slower rate until you worked off your penalty. And so like the first time you died, it was like a 5% penalty. Up to like a 45% penalty. Also, but your stat also took that same hit, right? So you would lose 5% of your strength and magic casting ability. So basically, if you were dumb, did some dumb shit, died in a place you had no business being, then decided, instead of calling for help, to go after it yourself, and then died a bunch more times, yeah, you were knocked down to, like, back in the noob zone trying to work off your penalty. which was kind of a hilarious thing in of its own right. And every time you died, you left a new corpse. So by the time you did call for help, that person knew what you did. It was pretty obvious by all of your corpses strewn all over the field. You dumbass, you should have called like 12 corpses ago.
Right.
You did lose items, and that was the one thing that would piss me off sometimes. Because there was a few moments, a few places where there was some 3D platforming on a system that can lag. That is not a good idea. And I lost some nice gear to missing a jump because of lag a few times, and that's the kind of shit that would get me to quit.
I don't know if this is factually a faster way to travel, but it feels like it.
It feels like progress. So they kind of get like cheap shots on you, because when you're damaging and in the combo move, you're taking damage.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, at the level of gods we're fighting, none of them have figured out a counter to witch time. Like, that does seem like something like a god would be like, you're manipulating time? I created time. Screw you.
Well, I am half angel, so maybe the rules don't apply to me. I don't know.
What are we doing at the moment, anyway? I know we figured out we've got the left eye, Lopez,
Right.
stone. The left eye Lopez Philosopher's Stone.
And, well,
Oh, there we go.
we're chasing after Cereza.
Where the hell are you?
I'm apparently right there. There we go.
One of these.
I was stuck inside the head. Well, thanks for that.
I got a strong sense of deja vu here.
Right? Boss rush, maybe? Boss rush from an episode ago?
Oh, that would suck if Benny, I swear to God, if you do a boss rush here.
Oh my god, I have to go all the way back. Fuck you, Benny.
This is almost where I kind of like getting back into PC gaming. Because at this point, you just get on Google, and you go for memhack Bayonetta, and there it is.
That's cheating.
Oh, it is. It's cheating in the most blatant way, too. Like, I played They Bleed Pixels, and yeah, I got like the first 3 levels on that game. The difficulty ramp in that game, it's not even a ramp, it's just a straight wall. And then it becomes worse than anything Super Meat Boy's ever dreamed of. But I was into, like, the little cutscenes, and it's like, I kinda wanna know the rest of the story here, you motherfuckers. And then after, like, dying many times on the 4th level, which was only 5 total, yeah, I downloaded a memory hack that basically made me invulnerable.
Yeah, that's a big reason why a lot of games don't come out on PC. Is because of hacks and things like that.
Hey, he still got his money.
Well, designers are weirdly pissy and egotistical about stuff like that. Like,
Yes.
the new Super Smash Brothers game
See
is
the
not going to
entire
have...
front half of this recording session.
Yes. The new Super Smash Bros. Game is reportedly not going to have a storyline because people uploaded cutscenes from the story mode in Brawl to YouTube. So he's like, you don't get a story.
You know, I find that weird. I find the 2 best friends play, they do a 2 best friends watch, where they like went through like all the Mortal Kombat 9 cutscenes.
Yeah.
They just queued them up and watched them and talked over them. And I'm like, no, we already have a really loose, like, a really low standard of like why I'm tuning in to watch you. But like, this is too far, guys.
Like, you're not even playing.
You're not even
anymore.
playing.
Something I've kind of wondered about. I understand that in being a games journalist, being a journalist is obviously the more important piece of that duality. But I do feel like the game part is still pretty important. Like, I've been watching people do, reviews from like Rev3 and Game Informer and Destructoid play Dragon's Crown because I cannot get enough of that game and won't be able to play it for a while. They're really, really bad at games. And it's like, I understand you're probably a great journalist, but you still have to have some concept of how to play the game, or else when you're reviewing this, you're going to give it a bad review because you don't know how to play it correctly.
I think it is eye-opening to see most of your favorite game reviews actually play the games, because I think many times they're trying to finish the game for a review in a short amount of time, and most of the games they play are on like the easiest and the lowest difficulty settings. So yeah, when you turn them on the regular and they do like a let's play, because now people are watching, right? Yeah, and then you're just like, wow, you're
actually not very good.
You should be better at Mega Man than this. It's like a stalwart of the game industry. However, I still will say one of my favorite videos is Jeff Grossman playing and swearing non-stop at Mega Man 9. Like, he must have got frustrated at some point, because it's just his phone camera.
Mm-hmm.
And he just, like, turned it on and recorded him rage for a bit. And it is hilarious, because I played Mega Man 9, and I was there with him.
I didn't think it was that bad, but I've played all the other Mega Man games.
I felt the deaths were cheap. They were not failures in my skill. They were failures because I hadn't been that far, and until I seen your trick, I wouldn't know what to do anyway.
Congratulations, welcome to the NES era of gaming. The Mega Man 9 is
take exception with that on Mega Man 1 and 2. Granted, it's hard. I can't go back and replay those games. Even 3, I can't go back and replay those games, because I played them as a kid.
That maybe those earlier games did a better job of introducing concepts than 9 did. But just like as a general principle, because we're not talking about the same development team. Those people have moved on from Capcom, including the creator of Mega Man has moved on from Capcom. So those people, weren't. Not all those people were involved. I think the creator was still with Capcom at that point. But anyway,
I did feel that the level design did lack that kind of like, hey, we are queuing you up here for what's about to happen. If you ignore it or don't pay attention to this lesson we're teaching you right now in the simple mode, well, that's your own damn fault.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like Mega Man 9 had the challenging part, but I don't feel like the level design was done in a way to like set you up for it until you saw it. Then you're like, okay, now I've seen it. There are a handful of instances I think are kind of dickish in the original Mega Mans. Mostly the jumping block puzzles.
Yes, those are extremely dickish.
Because you don't have time to make some of those jumps after you see the pattern.
Yeah, those
I know in particular the one I'm thinking of too is there's like a point where because the block you're on always stays for 2 beats.
Right.
And then the block you need to jump to isn't going to appear for another beat. But in between, a block appears above your head, preventing you from making the jump.
Right.
Like, if you didn't know to get above that, and one of these is over a lava pit. What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing.
We've gone into a puzzle game moment, haven't we?
Kind of. I'm not even sure which platform I'm supposed to be. Like, say, wee! And then
alright, so do we have any clues here at the moment as to what...
Sure. Can we take a break real quick? I need to run this.
Yeah, we'll take a break.